Yo, Sanjay Uche here, people giving you my review on Boruto Naruto Next Generations Episode 4. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, share this video, let me know what you think once you've finished listening to my review. It would do me a world of favor, I guess. I mean, just subscribing helps out, so there's that. But let's get into it. This week's episode, it was along the same lines of quality as last week's episode. Interesting character dynamics this episode, I must say, between Boruto and Sarada. Of course, the whole episode, the whole premise or synopsis of it is essentially a battle of the sexes, essentially, because apparently the male and female students in the class they disagree on a lot of things. The girls basically see the guys as misfits. They're always misbehaving, getting them into trouble, and the guys, well, specifically from Shikadai's perspective, really sees the girls as being individuals that gossip and um, don't do anything productive with their time. So, and this all stems from Surata and Boruto's own disagreements, really and truly. They're the argument they had in this episode. One thing I didn't like about this episode, and even though I think it's understandable since we're still early on in the series, but I think a lot of people as well are saying this, that the overall plot of the series so far isn't anything extraordinary. It's an okay to an okay plus at best, really and truly. But I think in the problem in that problem there, this episode helps to, I guess, it provides some contrast to that and propels this episode a bit further, because the whole thing is that the conflicts in this episode between the male and the female group in the class, it escalates to the point where Shino, who's going off the advice of Konohamaru, well, not really advice, but the fact that one trait of Naruto's generation was that they always refused to give up, and that really helped to build them as shinobi, really and truly. So they're given basically a competition in which the males and females need to catch a flag at the top of the roof, um, before the other group, and there are traps set out through the school to prevent them. I mean, this challenge a bit more tension filled. So what really makes this episode stand out is that towards the end we get Boruto, who basically performs a summoning jutsu, and that strange dark chakra slash figure we got in we got the figure, the silhouette of the figure last week's episode, of that strange figure in the dark with the glowing red eyes, and apparently it's the source of this dark chakra that we've been getting since episode 1 that's taken over everybody. But it's interesting to note that when Boruto performs his summoning jutsu, he manages to summon whatever this creature is. And it's strange because, as Shino pointed out at the end of the episode, is that Boruto shouldn't be able to summon a creature of this magnitude for the amount of chakra he has. So, and funny enough, even though we didn't see it activate, it's more than like, based on the camera angle they used, it was a first person view from Boruto. More than like Boruto's eye did activate again, so that was interesting. So towards the end of episode, it really helped to um it helped to really drive away from the simplicity of the plot so far, and it's starting to make things more interesting and mysterious for the viewer, as in things are kind of starting to heat up with the appearance of this creature. So, and since Konohamaru is involved, I wonder what it is, it could be a good point to actually propel things further and kind of start to drift away from this everyday school life. Um, of course, I do feel that it's just a matter of getting all the characters together, and that's why it's like this. But yeah, there's that. But overall, I think it was an okay plus episode. I didn't really have any other problems with it. I enjoyed the character dynamics, especially Chocho. Ever since she was introduced in the manga, she's been, I think, a fan favorite of the next generation of Naruto. She just has this dynamic, and she has this dynamic personality, and it really makes her stand out from a lot of her peers. Um, I don't know, man. She's just confident. She's funny. I like that. Of course, as I said, the character dynamics in this episode it's good. I like the interactions. It was nice seeing Iwabe kind of helping out in this team effort. It's good to see that the characters can work as a team as well. That was interesting to note, and it was a nice nod to, I guess, old school Naruto. Well, with the whole summoning jutsu lesson from Konohamaru, that was cool to see as well. Overall, I don't think there's much more to say about this episode. I could probably speculate that, I don't know, probably whatever this creature is, or whatever this dark chakra is, it could be something linked to the Otsutsuki clan. Maybe, might be going out limb to say that, but that's my guess. But funny enough, at the end of the episode, the school is wrecked as well. So there's that. But there was one thing that was worthy of note, based on the next episode preview as well, is that Mitsuki is appearing, the transfer student, and it kind of makes me wonder something about the timeline. And if you haven't seen my Boruto timeline video, I'll link it at the end of this video so you can check that out. But my timeline was that we would have had the last Naruto the movie, then the start of this anime, and then chapter 700, then the Mitsuki spin-off, the extra 10 chapters on Naruto, and then Boruto Naruto the movie. I believe that's the order, if memory serves right, which I did in that video. But the fact that Mitsuki is coming to the school now, that would imply that the start of this anime and the Mitsuki spin-off one shot would have started at the same time, like concurrently in the timeline, really and truly. So that's something to note. But fun enough, we don't see the events of chapter 700 anywhere just yet. So it's kind of confusing where the timeline is concerned right now. But just a little thing to note, I suppose. But aside from that, the mystery really deepens with this episode, as I said, towards the end of Boruto's summoning jutsu, and I'm surprised that none of the characters really, well, apart from Konohamaru, but none of the other characters found it weird that once he performed his summoning jutsu, that this weird light. So yeah. But for its worth, as I said, it's an okay plus episode. I think easily a 7 at least in my book. So there's that. So let me know what you thought about the episode if you watched it. Subscribe as I said, and I'll see you in the next one, people.